Hello friends, welcome back. Today we're going to continue a discussion about dreams, astral traveling, and the importance of understanding what is happening in our dreams and how it also relates to where you will be going after you pass this life and move into the next life. So I want to explain that earlier I had a video on tips for lucid dreaming, and you should be keeping a journal, because in your journal write down everything, because there are many things that go on with lucid dreaming. Even if you're not lucid, you can, if you're dreaming, write it down because you're still getting the information. It's just levels of consciousness, friends. So the more conscious you are in the dream plane, the more lucid you are, the more you know who you are, and you can look around and identify things and connect with the beings that are standing there in front of you or manipulate the situation, the more you're beginning to anchor yourself in multidimensionality. If you aren't quite lucid yet, that's okay. Remembering your dreams is still part of connecting to a multidimensional self. So the idea of being more and more lucid in those other realms is that eventually, and this could be a whole lifetime, so eventually you're going to anchor yourself far enough over into another body in one of these other realms where you can easily transfer your consciousness. There's a video on transferring consciousness over to that body after death. So right now I'd like to say that dreams provide a number of different resources for us. One of them is a resource to work through all of our fear patterns, which a number of psychologists have probably looked at that in great detail. But what I want to tell you is that every experience you're having in the dream plane is helping you define your consciousness and where you are compatible in those other realms. Because in higher realms of consciousness, multidimensionality is as easy as breathing, and beings move up and down in vibration. They come down here to visit, they go back up where they are, they go up a little higher, they come back down. It's very fluid. And so the more anchored you are to your daily life, the harder it is for you to be fluid, higher consciousness, and multidimensional. So we have to let go of this world. And Jesus said, be in the world, not of the world. So the more attached and focused you are on your daily routines and your daily problems and your daily issues, the more anchored you are in the astral world and likely to go there after you die. Many people will pass over and go to the astral worlds. There are many levels in the astral world. Some are very pleasant. And like I had said in previous videos, you go with your lineage. Because if you are very anchored to the earth and you are anchored to this reality and this body, you're anchored to your family lineage. So that's what you experience when you cross to the astral plane, or what Catholics call purgatory. Your dead mother, dead father, dead grandfather comes and gets you, and I've said this many times, takes you to a place similar to how you're living now, because you're anchored to that. So you have to start releasing your attachment and hold on this reality. You can walk in this world lightly and don't attach to things. Don't polarize to politics. Don't polarize to religion. Don't polarize with your workmates, your classmates, your family. Try to take a position of letting go and allowing. Because I've also done videos on 7 levels of human evolution. You have to move out of those emotional and monkey mind states into the initiate level, where you begin to rely on your inner knowing, and you begin to have to find that peace within. And your dreams are going to reflect every level of your spiritual evolution. This is why if you keep a long time journal, you will see how you are growing spiritually through the levels, aspirant, disciple, initiate, and on. So you will see how you're struggling with your inner knowing, your outer knowing. You will be tested, and you will be taken to other places to see how well you can integrate, because in the afterworlds, you can't go where you haven't gone previously. Your vibration, when you pass, and when you pass over, the level of your vibration of conscious awareness and multidimensionality will be matched to a body of that frequency. So this is why you want to stay loose with your belief systems, loose with polarizing with things on the earth. Try to allow the world to grow as it needs to, and focus on your own inner peace and focus on your dreams. So if you want to have a hobby, or if you want to have a mission, your mission is to have inner peace and to understand your dreams and to understand your astral travels, and eventually to bilocate. This is your job. So this is why maybe some point we could do a group, a private membership group where we're all bringing our journals and talking about what we're experiencing. Because it's important to understand that even some daily turmoils that you're doing in the dream plane are showing you where your vibration is. So if you're struggling with problems in the dream plane, or with darkness, or just frustration, this is telling you where your vibration is attached. It's attached. And it's also a lot of family patterns that you came in. See my videos on lineage. So you have these family patterns you work through a lot of times in the dreams. But when you become lucid, now you're not just a bystander playing out your lineage patterns in the dream plane, or a bystander playing out your frustrations from the day. This is why lucidity is very important, because the more lucid you are in your dreams, and we're also speaking of astral travel, but you don't, the lucidity is what's important. The clarity, the anchoring of awakened consciousness, awakened self in another realm. The more you can do that, the more you can understand what is happening. There will be beings there that when they see you have become lucid, now you may become lucid if you're just beginning, you may become lucid for only a few seconds. And you know, I have mentioned this before, but you want to touch your hand or something solid and anchor yourself, solidify yourself when you become lucid. Solidify, look around. Where are you? Who's standing there? What's transpiring? Then start asking questions. Start saying things. Start talking to the people who are there with you, because they know already when you're going to get lucid. And if you're already lucid, they've been talking to you a lot, and you've been talking back and forth with them a lot, and you know who they are. And many times, the more lucid you become, the more you're able to carry a body. They can, your blueprint, and that's, remember, we've had a lot of videos on your blueprint. Consciousness is anchored in the divine blueprint that every avatar is given. The soul is a container for consciousness. The soul creates avatars, that's you and me. The soul gives every avatar a multi-dimensional blueprint, meaning that your blueprint is a very complex energy pattern system that is capable of many different realms of consciousness. So higher beings already know what you're capable of, and they are encouraging you in your dreams and lucid travels to come with them into these higher realms, even if it's higher astral, eventually could be fourth and fifth realms, densities, sixth density even. So they're going to encourage you to become more and more solidified in those other realms. And eventually your blueprint will manifest bodies for you in other realms. And this is how it's done. The blueprint can manifest bodies in any realm. In our realm, the blueprint manifests bodies through DNA and through seed packets. They're called seed packets, which is what occurs when you have a physical animal birth. That's a seed packet, but it's the blueprint that informs the DNA and creates, and the family lineage you're born in, that creates the whole package of your experience on Earth. In other realms, when you don't have a seed packet for animal birth, the blueprint can create a body for you, and it is solid as it is here. Well, what I mean to say about that is, when your consciousness is fully anchored in that reality is as solid and real as any other reality. Now, the feelings and the emotions and, the different senses might be different. In some higher levels of consciousness, there's not the great highs and lows of what we have here on Earth. The emotions are there, but they are in a calmer wave pattern, and so they don't spike. They rarely spike. And the physicality is just as real there, especially in fourth density. I mean, these are extraterrestrials that are interacting with us. They are telepathic by nature. I've had many videos talking about this. And they can read crystals, and they can read crystals, for instance. This is something that I'm aware of and have been shown years and years ago about reading crystals. I mean, this is just a simple thing to them. It's just reading life form patterns. And so when they're in these fourth and fifth densities, they can read all kinds of life form patterns. Whether they're here on Earth, like trees or crystals, which carries information, they put information in those, or on their planets, where the density is slightly different, but there's still programmed consciousness inside of all the formations and structures of that reality. So when you're lucid in those dream worlds, or if you're astral traveling, and also a bilocation I want to do is a kind of a separate topic, so I'm just talking about lucidity now. But when you're lucid and you're in these higher density realms, the stronger you can anchor, the more concrete everything becomes. You can fly in spaceships, which I've done. You can fly little scout ships. You can interact and have, even somewhat emotional conversations with people, meaning that there's an intensity and an exchange of emotions. There's mental discussions, and you're learning things. And a lot of people right now are being guided by extraterrestrials because they'd like you to come with them in the afterlife, and you will begin to, if that's your path, you will begin to spend a lot of time with a certain extraterrestrial family that your soul, which is a container of avatars, maybe has a predominant extraterrestrial group that's compatible with your blueprint. Like mine is Cirrus and Syrians, but my soul container has other extraterrestrials. But there's a connection between how my blueprint was created and the Syrian lineage of extraterrestrials. So I have some more of a connection with them than other extraterrestrials. You have an option to your blueprint can create a body when you're there. And I've talked about my smart body. I have a smart body that I've been using quite a bit, and I'm getting more and more and more and more anchored in that body. That reality is extremely real to me. I'm doing very real and tangible things, and it's not always on ships, as I've said before. I've been able to go here on Earth to places that humans think are secure and that nobody can get into, but I can walk right in there. And so maybe I shouldn't say that, but It is a fact. And I mean, let's just say that's not that big a deal. If you are anywhere aware of what we're talking about, you know there's remote viewing. So anybody can sit in a room that's highly trained and remote view into any place. There's no place that's totally secure, unless there's a remote viewer or some other conscious being on the other side of where you're trying to remote view and they catch you, which I've done. I've bilocated, and I've told this story before in my ET Influencing Humanity video, where I caught someone bilocating and I caught someone remote viewing and I bilocated over there and knocked him off his chair. So anyway, there's a great amount of things that can be accomplished once you begin to really energetically start working with your dreams. And I think I probably can stop here for today. I think I would like to, but we'll see what kind of interest there is to eventually possibly create a group where you bring your journals in and you have to be open and put it out there. Maybe I might do some private questions, we'll see, but put your work out there and we can start showing your path of evolution. And you can do this on your own. It's just an idea I'm thinking about right now. Doesn't mean I'm doing it today, but it's a process that we're working through here with these videos. But you can do this already. You can keep your journal. You can follow your growth. You can see where you became lucid. You can write down who you interacted with. You begin to get an idea of where your multidimensional blueprint would like for you to go next. And also, this is not just abandoning the world and focusing totally on where am I going next, but I'm focused on it right now because this is the one thing humanity seems to not get. You are supposed to know where you're going before you die. And a lot of people teach how to live in the world, how to cope with the world. But what I'm really focused on is trying to get you to understand death is not a mystery. You can know where you're going because you're traveling there and you've connected there and you've made friends there and you've made a life there, and it's an easy transition. So that's all I'm going to do for today. Please subscribe if you haven't, and please share these videos with friends that you know may be near death possibly, or want to improve their dreams and lucidity. I would appreciate that because I'm trying to get this information out to help humanity drop all this fear about who they are and where they're going. So I will see you in the next video. Thank you, friends.